Who takes the W?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.
Gang, what is up? Mike and I are in Lisbon and we've both got our little Fuji X100vs, and we thought this would be a great opportunity to challenge ourselves to a little bit of a game.
And that game is to limit ourselves to 15 minutes at a set location and shoot our best possible photo about a specific category.
And the first category is going to be decided by my friend Chris.
Oh, okay. I put a lot of thought into this. So you said you're in a busy square, right?
Yeah.
With lots of tourists.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking images that evoke the feeling of loneliness.
First category is loneliness. The time is 7 minutes past 1, so we need to be back here at 27 minutes past 1.
Let's do it.
Bye. So, hunting for loneliness. How can we represent that within a photo?
So we're in an area where there are just lots of groups, so I need to get my brain ticking.
We were both hunting for individual subjects separated from groups to create that kind of sense of loneliness.
My problem here is that anyone that looks alone, that stood alone or just sat down somewhere, that isn't really going to be a good photo by itself. This theme was a little different to my usual street photography, so I'm interested to see how JP handled it.
Oh. See this guy here? He looks pretty lonely, doesn't he?
Round number 2, we're heading to the seafront. Pete, what we got?
So I want you to go and shoot navigation. So street signs, city maps.
Nice.
Ooh.
That's good.
I like
Especially
that.
at the seaside.
That's what I want.
Right, we are down by the seaside. It is now 25 past. 15, 20 minutes?
Yeah, whatever works out.
Whatever it is.
Meet back here.
Cool.
Navigation. Let's go.
Navigation is the art and science of determining the position of a ship, plane or other vehicle, guiding it to a specific destination. So I guess we could do maps. We could do map. Now I reckon that Mike is going to be trying to find some sort of sign and then play around with that.
I really want to try and find combinations of colours and coincidence. Lisbon has lots of great colours to work with, so I want to see what I can do with that. But the issue I think I'm going to have is, with street, we are limited to our environment.
Let's be real here. This is Mike's forte, so I'm up against it here. You lost. It was a navigation joke, and for our last challenge, we are going to ask a random stranger who has a camera and who looks like they know street photography.
And approachable.
Because we're actually scared. So we have just met Sharon and Nikki, who is also another X100v shooter. So what theme would you like us to go and shoot?
PDA.
PDA. Ooh, spicy. Amazing, thank you very much. So, PDA, which stands for a public display of affection. So, kissing, hugging, maybe some more sauciness.
I hope not. Yeah, I think this is going to be very accessible. Lots of people will be displaying public affection, but I think it's down to who can get the best photo for this.
So the time is 7:15, if I can read my clock.
Should we meet back up at 7:45, 30 minutes?
Yeah.
The light is beautiful. Let's make the most of it.
Let's go.
The light is absolutely beautiful this evening, so for these photos, I think the standard is going to be very high.
My strategy was to head to the busiest part of the square, so I could get up close and personal, I could spy people who were getting off and get nice and close without it being too weird. Plus, it was pretty romantic, so people kept giving each other little smooches.
My strategy here is to just head for the good light. If the light hits a spot, let's see if I can find anyone displaying public affection. If that works, then hopefully the photo will be a little bit better.
With these 3 challenges done, let's go see what we've shot. Gang, it is now the next day. We have edited our photos and we've got our top 3 selects. The 2 that were maybe something, not quite, and then the one that was probably the same realistically.
Yeah.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to be completely honest and try to remove our egos as best we can to then decide who took the better photo.
I don't really care who wins. Obviously, I think I'm going to win, but the goal is to just decide whose photo is better and why, and that should benefit everyone. Okay, so location 1, the task or the theme was loneliness. Here is image 1. This was actually the first image I took, the very first snap. It's something, she's on her own smoking, there was no one around. I actually think it's a nice photo, like a street portrait anyway. Yeah. But it's not really,
quite the theme.
It's not really conveying loneliness, so whatever, we're getting warmed up. Number 2, this is where the ND filter came into play. I'm at a busy junction, people come in from every angle. This girl was stood on her own. What I do like about it is the motion. I like the framing, the theme. I think the spacing's nice, but it's the back of her head. It's the back of this person's body. you can't really see what emotions on her face or anything. It's lacking something else. This is the one I reckon is the best from that. Best. This guy sat on his own, and then you've got a group of people spaced around the scene. They've all got a bit of motion, which I quite like. And this guy's looking towards the camera. The lighting's a bit harsh, so it's hard to see where his eyes are, but that's as good as I could get within the 15 minutes, I think.
To start with, so I was trying to get this girl looking by herself with this long street going off into the distance.
I like it.
But I feel like there's not enough separation. It's not clear that she's by herself. And so I was like, nah.
And the one thing I've noticed is a smiley face in the frame, in the middle of the photo, which to me is like, well, nothing sad about this then.
No.
So.
And then the second one, a middle photo of a kid running around.
Yep.
Looks a little bit lonely, but you kind of know that as a kid, you know, if your parents are going to be nearby. This was a frame, similar to you, trying to get the subject to be sharp and then the people around to be blurry and moving. But yeah, I guess for this, didn't get a face. There was other shots with a face, but I was shaky.
All right, there are 2 photos that we've selected from location 1. Should we count down from 3?
Yeah.
And then decide?
Yeah.
Who takes the W?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Of course.
That's brilliant.
All right, one justification why you think yours is better than this.
Yeah. I think mine's better because the spacing of people is cleaner and I can see my subject's face, their front on. So it's purely a compositional thing.
For mine, it was that everyone else in the background is blurry somewhat and they're all non-individuals, I guess. There's more blur and motion in the rest of the frame compared to the individual.
Should we just rock, paper, scissors?
Yeah.
So we get an even point. Right.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Cool.
You've won.
I take a point.
Let us know in the comments which you think wins.
Yeah.
And Mike won't be offended when you say mine.
Location 2, challenge or theme 2, which was navigation from my friend Pete.
Big up, Pete. So, first image. Nothing really special here. I was following these two for a little bit and they both had maps and they both messed around with it by their face, but they very quickly twigged that I was pursuing them.
Cool, I like the maps, the maps is good.
Maps is nice, it kind of looks like, oh,
it's like she's pointing at his map.
Yeah, exactly, so I guess that interaction kind of works. Second image was another couple looking at a map. I took so many here, but they were just by themselves, and it was difficult to get close enough to get the frame. I like that he's pointing to something specific and the paper's whipping up, so you can kind of tell what the conditions were like on the day.
I like how close you are as well. Did you crop a little bit here? It looks like maybe a little bit of a crop.
No, not really. I walked around. I did one of these where we're kind of going, but my select is this.
Oof.
And so there's 3 of them. Their hands are all doing different things. One of them's pointing this way, one of them's pointing back. They're all kind of like looking at each other in like a circle, I guess, and they look kind of lost. So that was what I was thinking. I like this on the left hand on the head, she's like a bit confused. Like, oh, okay, cool. I don't know where to go. I don't know what accent was. Cool.
Right, nice. So my navigation theme, I got 1 photo. 1
photo?
Let's say I took 5 or 6. They're all trash.
Okay.
I was like, these would immediately get deleted. So for the sake of us making a video, I wasn't just going to have loads of crap photos.
Okay, so I've won by default.
Well, it depends how good this one is. We got the electric scooters. It's the only place that I could find.
Can you tell the electric scooters?
Even, exactly. So I like this guy's face.
Yeah.
I like this woman's face.
Yeah.
She's like scrunched her nose up and her mouth up a little bit.
Natural.
He looks sad. Yeah, and he's on his phone trying to scan the electric scooters. I couldn't find navigation in this area. I really couldn't. And then these guys looking lost. But I think this is an easy one for you, mate. I think this was. I
think all of them are easy for me, but yeah, okay. 3, 2, 1.
Your select here, this photo, I actually think is fantastic.
It's quite nice.
Regardless of challenge, because filming a video, it's hard to then, all right, we have to get some photos to share. This is fantastic.
Short timeline, very specific theme.
I love the fingers and the hands. There's and that shape is nice. The spacing of heads is nice. Even the background, which has potential to ruin an image.
Looks alright.
Spaced. I can't really think of anything wrong with this image. Maybe if she was facing this way, I guess, so you could see her confused face. But like, yeah, definitely a point for you here.
So we're now on to the final category, which was selected by our new best friends, Sharon and Nikki.
Yep.
PDA. Who was creepier?
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Let's find couples that are being intimate and take photos of them.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go
Go
first.
on, you go first.
I got 4.
4? Ooh.
Because I was lacking on the navigation
So
front.
now you've made up for it.
So
okay.
okay, right. Okay, the first image, these two were doing their thing, and I was walking by, and as they were kissing, one of them was holding up the map and kind of reading it to the side. Now, what would have made this image even better if you could see the side eye? So they were kissing, but then also reading the map. It was like a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's like what? You can't do both. Why don't you just
if you
pick
could
a
get,
task?
if you could get a,
Yeah, exactly.
that would have been.
But it was
beautiful.
quick. I was walking by. There wasn't really much chance for me to.
And it's hard in this space where there's so much expansive
Yeah.
space. You could be walking anywhere, and obviously the guy with the camera that's pointing it directly in your face.
It's hard to
is
make it
this far away.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice.
That was like the first one I thought.
That was a good image.
Second one, you've got the massive, famous Lisbon Bridge. This couple were at it. I mean,
Yeah.
like, I saw them from 30 metres
Miles
away.
away.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm just going to walk next to them and try and do this appropriately. The background's nice. It's a bit of a postcard frame, isn't it? I like his helmet because it's like a miscellaneous item to the side that kind of tells you about him as a person. So we're getting there.
We're getting there.
But I don't think it's like, okay, this is cool.
You're not like, wow.
It's just 2 people by the seat.
2 people getting off.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Right, so my third image out of 4, because I got greedy. There were so many people in this sort of scenario, but why I like this was the shape of his legs and the shape of her legs. There's like a bit of geometry going on with body shapes here. And they were both laughing and looking at the phone. They were obviously watching something, and they both sharing in here.
Cute.
Which is a bit classical now, because normally people got wireless.
Yeah. Go on, let's see,
This is my
let's see this
select.
banger.
Use the word banger appropriately, because it's not.
The best from the 15 minutes.
So this was round the other side of the couple that I just took a photo of. And you don't see this often. Him sat down, her stood up, he's hugging her legs.
Where he's hugging.
You got hand detail with the hands. I think that's a good street photography theme anyway. If you're ever in the streets, hands are everywhere doing things. And he's kind of relaxed, hugging her. You got all of the legs, but you can't see his face, which adds to it because you can't see her face either. Okay,
So I would have done this crop.
Which is totally appropriate because the final reason I like the image is the 2 birds in the background, which is there's 2 people and there's 2 birds. 2 lovebirds, you could capture it, something like that. And I also like the fact that you can't see either of their face. It's not like, oh, it's the back of someone's head. It's actually an intimate moment. We don't need to see them because of their
But do you not think that crop would have been...
limbs are showing us what's going on. But I don't know, the crop is a preference. I think if you zoom all the way out, it's symmetrical anyway, like straight down the middle, hands in the bottom third, you've got the straight lines of the stairs. I think I like the negative space, like nothing happening here, but something happening here.
Yeah, but not to be too picky, but to me it's like we've got a big central subject, and then we've got something off to the left. So I would have placed it very slightly to the right.
Yeah, I get that, yeah.
To make a more dynamic.
I think that works. I think that works as well.
I think it's a nice image. So this was my select. Minimal composition. I've got the moment where they're like just about to kiss, or they've just been kissing.
I like the reaching, the body language between them. She's reaching up, he's leaning down. It's it's a good moment.
I think it's nice, but I feel like I'm quite far away. It's quite just like, it's a standard photo.
It's pretty generic, isn't it?
It looks nice.
Yeah.
But is there anything that's like, wow? This, I think I was pushing the boundaries of, because it was like a public display of affection.
Well, they're laughing at each other, there's a bit of communication.
And it's dogs. Dogs love a bit of affection.
Dogs are great. He's getting his ears stroked, fantastic.
Exactly. So, pushing the boundaries a little bit.
I wouldn't say PDA.
No.
It's
but I was
pleasant.
like, I'll be cheeky.
Yeah, it's pleasant, but not PDA.
But this image, I really like, because she's obviously trying to give him a kiss, but he's looking straight off into the distance. He's
I like his facial expression.
I don't care. I
Not
don't want to kiss you.
Not bothered. And you got the depth as well. Like, I don't know what f-stop you're at, but like that's not too distracting. The focus is on these guys. I like the framing over to the left as well.
I also gave it a little bit of a chaotic horizon, because this isn't, I don't know, couples, you'd usually be like, I don't know, if one of them is going for a kiss, the other one wouldn't usually be like.
Yeah, no, this is not as expected. This is PDA from one of the couples, not the other. Cool.
Bit of contrast. Bring them both up.
Final category, final theme, final location.
Winner takes all.
This is it, 1-1 so far.
Yeah.
Next point wins. Okay, I've got my answer.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, no way.
We're too nice.
Yeah, we are.
Okay, right, you argue for my picture, I'll argue for your picture.
I prefer your image because the moment is more fleeting, the story's stronger. We both saw your image and I immediately knew, okay, this is funny, there's a bit of a contrast, this is like, there's something going on here. Whereas my image, that moment was happening for a good 10 minutes and anyone with a camera that walked around to what I saw here could have taken that photo. So the moment isn't as special. Now, I think my composition's cleaner. It's a straightforward image, but your story's better. And for me, I prefer street images that make me think, make me read them, make me look at them and go, oh, what's going on with these people? This is a scene, this is a moment. So for that reason, I think yours just edges it.
Interesting, because I'm thinking in the crop that I'm thinking, rather than your image, which...
It's just a little bit tighter, right, with the birds?
Just a tiny bit tighter.
Yep.
Because, like, I love the light. I think they really stand out. I love the pigeons, and I feel like it's, I don't know, it's just clean. But I think that my photo is more your style, and your photo is more my style.
It is, yeah.
So I think that's why we're perhaps choosing each other's.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
Well, also, there's a theory that I've heard other people talk about is there's like a personal bias attached to your own photos. So I took this photo and I know how I took it, why I took it, and what the situation was. So I can like devalue it by just being like, well, it was easy. Whereas this, I've got no attachment to the photo. I don't know how long you were there. So I'm just reading it based off of the story I'm seeing, which is way easier as a viewer. So I always find it easier to look at other people's photos and accept them as they are.
And be objective.
Than look at my own photos. And every time I see my own photo, I'm going, but
I could have done this, this person was moving here, I should have waited, like,
you know all the details, which makes it harder to appreciate. Saying all that, I did prefer my image from the first category, so sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Because we cannot decide whose image is better and who has won this competition, we are going to rely on you to like and leave a comment as to whose image you prefer. So, do you prefer my image? Do you prefer Mike's image?
Whichever gets the most likes takes the W.
They're the winner.
Cool.
Nice. Good game. See you in the next one.